That is a little bit on how you should be doing this and what a cost model should look like. But when you do so, there are a lot of things to consider. So I have put 7 in a row, and this is not my picture. This is a picture from Gartner. So I don't want to be us as being very subjective in this cost modeling. So I looked for a more objective way of looking at it. Gartner has this 7 cost allocation consideration that really resonate with me as well. That's why I took that one. Is that the first thing that they always say? Why are you trying to do it? What are your stakeholder here? The example that Lim gave in this case was Doge. So who are you trying to show your transparency to? If that's Doge, then you want to make sure that you really show where you're spending the money to. And the second thing that they say as a consideration, don't be too sort of like shy out on, I really have to measure everything because otherwise I can't do that. So think about those standard times, for example. Oh, I have to measure. I have to go sit down next to that employee and I have to measure with a stopwatch what the standard time would be for performing one activity. You don't really need to. Sometimes you can just either calculate. It's a lot quicker. Because if you know that you had 10 people performing the inspections and you know that you did 100 inspections, then you know that your standard time per person is 10. You can easily calculate it. So calculate rather than measure because that really gives you a very good head start. Complexity without return. We have seen so many projects where they want to go so granular in trying to really cost out certain elements. And we always try to sort of like hold the mirror. Why do you want to do this in the first place? And how material is this element? I mean, you could think about the number of cups of coffee that come from your machine at the department and try to measure that everything. But why should you? That's not going to make a difference in your cost model. Of course, this is an obvious example, but we've seen, many examples. Say the help desk tickets. Yeah, but we have very difficult help desk tickets, and we have very easy help desk tickets. But we have medium, and then we have medium large, and then we have medium small. Don't go that route. Make it avoid complexity. Make it start off with a difficult ticket and an easy ticket, and you start off from there. Also interesting to know, allocate all cost, TCO, total cost of ownership. Have every cost being allocated. Luckily in CostPerform, we have this validation tool where you can easily see, am I missing some of the cost that I've loaded in? But sometimes they say, no, this cost should not be included. Well, you can also always ask yourself the question, do I then have an integral cost model or am I just partial in this case? Our consideration would also be, and it's not only ours, Gartner's as well, allocate all the cost. When you're talking about allocation assumptions, so what kind of driver am I using? Make sure that you have it actually sort of like thought of together. Don't be like in this ivory tower trying to impose this should be it, but try to socialize it together. Because that would, in that way, it may resonate a lot better later on when you have the outputs. The way I always put this one is say, please first agree on the rules and then start calculating. Because if you first start calculating, then people start looking at the outputs and they want to discuss the rules. So first of all, be sure on the rules, and then you can discuss the outputs afterwards, but you cannot discuss the rules anymore. Like I said before, don't expect perfection, plan to improve. I always say if you're 80% right, that's a lot better than 100% wrong. So try to sort of like not be perfect in the beginning, but plan to improve and improve and improve on it. I think, very true at this moment, adapt proactively to business change. Just like Nim was saying, if you had a department that was 100 people, but it's going to be 60 or 70 in a month's time, that's just a different reality. So be proactive on that.